Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of the Split Screen Podcast. I'm your host, KCCHRISG, Chris Garcia. It's a pleasure to have you back for the lovely... I don't know where I'm going with that. Thank you for joining me on episode 11. It means a lot to me that you're here. Hopefully you stick around for more episodes and check out any of my previous episodes if you're new around here. And if you are returning, then thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And let's just get right into episode 11. Last week I kind of discussed my thoughts on Season 5 of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And I wanted to do a different topic today, but with so much Call of Duty news coming out lately, it's only fitting that, one, I discussed this game that I love very much and I've been playing it since I was a kid, and two, just kind of update everyone on what's going on with Call of Duty and what's around the corner. Because whether you like Call of Duty or not, it makes money, and I mean, I know a lot of people that get excited about this release every single year, myself included. So let's just get into some details real quick. I just want to say first before I get into this, I follow a couple of different pages on Twitter. Speaking of that, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at KCCHRISG. If you want to follow the show, it's at SplitScreenKC. That's on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to follow the page on Facebook, you can follow us, Split Screen Podcast. So, yeah, would appreciate it if you gave me a follow on all of those or any one of those. And you can send me some messages letting me know what you think of the show, any suggestions on how I might be able to improve it, or your thoughts on topics that you might want to have me discuss. So I'd love to hear from you. So if you want to give me a follow on any of those pages, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so sources. Most of the information I got from Twitter. That's the actual Activision / Call of Duty Twitters. If you want to check those out. I also get a lot of information from Modern Warzone on Twitter, along with Charlie Intel on Twitter. So if you want to give them a follow, they're great pages to follow if you are a fan of the Call of Duty franchise. They're updating as news comes out. So if you want to stay up to date by the minute and you have Twitter, I highly suggest following them with noties on. That's what I do. So I get a lot of information from them. So quick shout out to them. They're awesome at what they do, and I appreciate what they do. So if they ever hear this for some reason, I apologize for stealing a lot of information from your tweets, but you guys are basically the leading provider of news about Call of Duty. So with that being said, let's just get into it. The new Call of Duty, and it's funny because an event happened the same week that I posted last week's episode. So that was kind of funny because I said stuff is about to go down, and sure enough it did, 4 or 5 days later. So Call of Duty has officially announced the next installment of the long-running franchise. It's going to be called I'm sorry if you heard that. It's going to be called Call of Duty Vanguard. It's being developed by Sledgehammer Games with some help from, I believe, Beanox Studios, along with Treyarch handling some things about that. The release date is November 5th, 2021. Pre-orders are open now. We'll be discussing some bonuses that the pre-orders get later on. It's set during World War II. Kind of interesting that they're going back to that time period. I don't know. It's been mixed reception so far, but we'll just have to see where it goes. PlayStation, of course, will be getting early access to the alpha and the beta due to Sony's agreement with Activision. So if you have a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, you will have access to the alpha and beta before us Xbox plebes get it. So I'll be watching gameplay of that. But I was going to say there's no confirmed dates for any of that. And then as soon as I was done with my notes, they announced the dates for the beta. So let me actually tell you that right now. The alpha, and it's going to be one game mode, I think, from the alpha. I think it's going to be 4 maps, and you can test up to 10 weapons. I could be wrong. This information came out like right before I started recording this, so I don't have absolutely everything, but the alpha, so it's going to be for a game mode called Champion Hill that's described as like a mix of Battle Royale and gunfight or something along those lines. It looks interesting. There's a trailer out for it, so go check it out on the official Call of Duty YouTube channel. So alpha for Champion Hill, that begins on August 27th, which is a Friday on PlayStation at 12 p.m. Central. That's 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, wherever you are. It's going to be 12 p.m. Central where I'm at. And early access for the open, or for the beta, which is going to be pre-order only for early access. That's going to be September 10th through the 13th. And then the PlayStation open beta is going to be on the 16th through the 20th. So if you have a PlayStation, you're going to be able to have early access through pre-orders. I think it can be any edition of the game, whether it's standard or cross-gen or ultimate edition. So if you have interest in at least trying the beta a little bit early, you can pre-order it. And then if you don't like it after the open beta, then just cancel it. It's kind of what I did with Back 4 Blood. I pre-ordered it early to get an access code for the early access beta, and then I canceled my pre-order because it's going to be on Game Pass anyway, so why the hell would I pre-order it? So after that, all platforms early access is going to be the 16th and the 17th through pre-order only. So that's going to be Xbox and PC. The only way to play that on the 16th and 17th is if you have a beta. That's going to be during the open beta for PlayStation. And then open beta on all platforms is going to be 18th through the 20th. So if you're on PC and Xbox, you're going to have to wait till the 18th of September to start playing, and that goes from the 18th to the 20th. So the Xbox gets a lot shorter of a beta period, but that's what happens when Sony shovels money into Activision's mouth. Does anybody remember when Xbox would get all the content first, map packs? I don't think they did betas for Call of Duty back then, but they would get map packs like a month early, and I loved it. And then they switched it, and then I got pissed because I didn't get my map packs early enough. But anyway, so if you're interested in the early access betas, you're gonna have to pre-order the games. If you don't want to give Call of Duty your money, completely understand, and you can wait maybe like a day or two later. PlayStation gets access to the alpha. I don't know if the beta is strictly Champion Hill. I haven't seen any word on that. Or if it's going to be like what Cold War did and it gives you a handful of maps to play certain game modes on. We'll have to wait and see when more details come out. But are you going to partake in the alpha? I'd love to know your thoughts. Are you going to pre-order to get an early access code? Let me know on Twitter at SplitScreenKC, at KCCHRISG. We're going to move on to I have notes here from when I very first wrote this. So it says early access for Cold War beta on PlayStation 4 was early October, with everyone else joining the party a week later. And then it says we'll have to see how it works out this year. So Activision probably knew that I was going to record an episode, and then they just shat all over my notes. So I think half the notes are obsolete now, so that's unfortunate. So I do apologize if this is... Oh, I forgot to say it. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode this week, so... No, but really, a lot of my notes were what I just said, because I was going to keep an eye out on the alpha and the beta dates, and then they released them like 20 minutes after I was finished with my notes. So I'm just going to go ahead and cross that out real quick. That's unfortunate, but at the same time, kind of fortunate, because it's like they knew what I was going to do. So let's move on to the campaign, what we know and what we don't know. This year's campaign will... So this Call of Duty is going to be running on the the Modern Warfare 2019 engine. Probably an improved version considering that was 2 years ago. I'm sure they've added a lot of things to it since then. You're going to have to cut that part out. The campaign will run on engine... Wow, I already said that. Okay. So the campaign is set during World War II. Duh. And that actually makes it Sledgehammer's second World War II based title in a row after 2017's Call of Duty World War II, which is interesting because to me it feels like it's been a very long time since World War II came out, but it's only been 4 years, so time flew by, I guess. I'm not sure. I remember getting that for Christmas, and I was really happy because that was the first game that was boots on the ground after like 4 years straight of jetpacks and wall running and all that shit, which was never really my style. So I was happy to see boots on the ground make a comeback, and it's been that way ever since. But anyway, to me it feels like... Oh shoot, hold on. Sorry, cut that out. The campaign will focus on 4 different characters across 4 different fronts of the war. I think we all knew that by now, though. According to CharlieIntel.com, this is where things get interesting. The characters are sent, and I quote this from the website. You can find a lot of this information on the website, unless you're like me and don't like to read, which is why I give you guys this information. According to CharlieIntel.com, the characters are, quote, sent as a special forces group to Berlin, Germany, to identify Project Phoenix, a project believed to be how the Nazis planned to prolong their rule beyond Hitler, end quote. So that's going to be a very interesting story. When they announced that it was going to be set in World War II, I was a little bit worried. One, because people are kind of tired of the World War II setting after Call of Duty has been there so many years, but one can make the argument that Call of Duty was founded on the World War II setting. So is it really that much of a shock that they're going back to World War II? To me, it's not. I knew we were going back there at some point. It was just a matter of when. So I don't mind the World War II setting. I love the historical context and the historical settings around the world. It's very, very intriguing to me. I don't know how many documentaries I've watched about World War II, but this is just, it's exciting for me. And I'm excited for this campaign because it's a different story. It's not the same story that we've been told over and over again throughout several Call of Duties in the past. World War II's story was interesting. World at War's campaign was fantastic. And not only did that introduce many memorable characters, but just what they did with the story overall, being able to play on the Russian side along with the Marine side. They're kind of taking, I don't want to say they're taking inspiration from that this time around, because I think we're going to be playing as Americans and British forces. I don't know what, I don't know. But you're playing as 4 different main characters from around the world, so it's just like, I don't want to say it's a World at War on steroids, but it's gonna be interesting being able to play as different characters in different settings around the world throughout this tragic time in American history, but with a fictitious story, something that is new. And it's like the movie Overlord. That never happened, but it's cool to see that setting in a different way, and that's what we're going to be getting here. Missions that I don't know if they're inspired by true events or not. I don't know. Maybe they are, but as far as I know, this is a little bit of a different story model for World War II. So let me know if that's exciting to you. If that is that story of basically hunting down Hitler's successor to keep the Nazi army going. Does that sound cool? To me, it sounds interesting. I'm just going to wait to... I think there's a campaign mission that they're going to be showing sometime this week during Gamescom. I think it's on Wednesday. Maybe that'll explain things a little bit more than what we've been given so far. But let me know, are you excited for the campaign? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So let's move on to multiplayer really quick. Multiplayer seems pretty exciting so far from what I've heard. We're getting 20 maps at launch, which is the most that Call of Duty has ever released with. 16 of those maps are going to be 6v6, so you 6v6 fans out there, myself included, are going to be pretty happy with a broad selection of maps available to you from the get. As soon as you download that baby, multiplayer 16 maps, you're ready to go. 4 of those maps out of the 20 of those are going to be for Vanguard's Champion Hill, so I don't know if that means that it's going to be exclusively for Champion Hill, or if they're going to be, because I think Standoff is being replaced with something else, so I think those are going to be for Standoff's replacement. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure there's more details out there somewhere, but right now, from what I saw, it's going to be for Vanguard's Champion Hill mode. And like I said before, it's going to be a mix of Battle Royale and Gunfight. I think that's what I meant to say, Gunfight. I don't know what I was saying before. I meant Gunfight. So those 4 maps are going to be for the Champion Hill mode. Not sure if it's exclusive to that right now, but we'll have to see. So I'm sure more details will be revealed soon, especially around closer to release time, along with maybe more information coming out with the alpha, whenever that happens to be. So something that I have heard about is the possibility of destructible environments in this installment of Call of Duty, which was actually shown to be true in the trailer for Champion Hill, the Champion Hill alpha. It showed somebody like blowing through a wall and having a different view from up above, having a different vantage point. I'm not sure if this is on the level of something like Battlefield. I don't know if people even want it to be on the level of Battlefield. But what do you think about destructible environments being added into Call of Duty? Are you excited? Are you hoping that they don't add it in? I mean, are you a camper, and does this make you afraid? Like a little beep? Let me know. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be absolutely hilarious to like throw a grenade in somewhere or blast a hole through like some wood and then just blast somebody through the hole that you made, or just blast somebody from down below and like shoot their ass cheeks off with a shotgun. It would just be hilarious. I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. Do you like the idea of destructible environments in your Call of Duty game? I would love to hear your feedback on that, and I would love to, if you play the alpha, let me know what you think of destructible environments, because it's going to be weird, to say the least, to be able to blow a hole in the wall and be able to see people from different angles that you normally wouldn't be able to see them from. So this has me intrigued. This has me rubbing my chin like the emoticon, the curious emoticon. I don't know what it's called, and I'm excited to see some gameplay of that. So it's going to be more interesting to strategize with destructible environments, that's for sure. So let me know if you're excited to have that in Call of Duty. Let me know if you're excited to blast through some walls, or maybe the idea of getting your ass blown off from below or through the wall kind of terrifies you. Let me know. So something returning in Vanguard is Gunsmith, but with the addition of choosing ballistics and whatever ammo type you want. I don't know if that means the inclusion of Dragon's Breath. I'm sure it will, because it seems to be in every Call of Duty game nowadays. They just added it into Cold War with the shotgun pistols that were just released in Season 5, and I heard they're broken in Warzone right now. I heard it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, so I'm sure a fix is on the way with that, like it always is. But the fact that you can choose whatever type of ammo you want, that's kind of intriguing. I wonder what kind of different types of ammo that they're going to let you pick from, along with ballistics. I'm sure there's a lot more options that they're holding back and from revealing right now, and we'll have to find out later on. So this is something that's going to be interesting to me, and I honestly want to know your guys' feedback on this. According to Charlie Intel, of course, this is where I'm getting my information from. You can check out his website. It's amazing. Something called combat pacing is going to be introduced. So what this is, it's basically different styles of gameplay, with each being a little bit of a different experience. So, like, they have standard, they have tactical, and blitz. NFL Blitz 2001 is making a return in Call of Duty Vanguard. If you pre-order, you get the Patrick Mahomes Plus Pack, which gives him crazy stats. It also sends you a Mahomes jersey in the mail. So standard is the same old Call of Duty you know and love, pretty decent fast-paced action. I guess tactical is going to be like hardcore, so for you noobs that like to stick around in standard Call of Duty, probably not going to take to hardcore. Me personally, I like to mix it up. I actually like really playing hardcore. It's a little bit slower gameplay, but it's whoever pulls the trigger first, and it depends on it really depends on the vantage points you have on people in game modes like that. And Blitz, which is from what I heard, it's like, let's just throw everybody into one map. Let's throw as many people as possible into one map and just let them have at it. I'm not exactly sure if that's how it's going to be, but that's what I heard. So take that information how you will. I'm sure we're going to see more information about combat pacing released closer to the release date, but it's going to be interesting. I mean, what kind of game mode are you going to try first? Are you going to stick with standard? Are you going to try to just kind of get yourself acquainted with what's new in this Call of Duty, or are you going to try one of the new game modes and maybe you might find one that you like more than standard? Blitz sounds like a good time. Speaking of which, let's have another NFL Blitz released, please, soon. And tactical is just like hardcore, so if you don't like hardcore, you probably won't like tactical, so you're probably going to stick with standard or blitz. But let me know, which one? Are you going to try a new one first, or are you going to try something that you're familiar with? So hit me up on Twitter with that. And last, but definitely not least, let's talk about some zombies. Okay? So World War II had a zombies mode. It was called Nazi Zombies. Called Nazi Zombies for the first time since, I believe, World at War was released, when that was called Nazi Zombies. But making a return in Vanguard is the ever-popular Zombies mode, so who would have thunk it, right? This is a direct sequel to World War II's Nazi zombie storyline. We'll see the story continue here with more dark twists and turns than ever before. Psych! Oh my god, I got you so good there. No, Treyarch is actually returning from Cold War to handle the zombies. Wow, this is the zombies experience this time around. Obviously, this is going to be set in World War II, so we'll see how the story goes. Fun fact: this is actually the first time in Call of Duty history where the story of zombies will continue 2 games in a row, and this is the first time that I think Treyarch has dedicated a full zombies mode in a completely different game other than their own. So that's pretty cool to see for you zombies fans that are fans of the Dark Ether. This is going to be a prologue to the Dark Ether storyline. So it's not like a different story. It's set in the same world as the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War zombie storyline is currently in. So it's going to be a prologue, apparently. So it's going to tell what happened during World War II that led up to where we started off in Cold War in Die Maschine. A lot of things happened before we got to where we started in the storyline of the Dark Ether story. A lot of mentions and references to World War II and what happened with the Nazi army and what they were trying to accomplish at during Project End Station. If you don't know the full story of the Dark Ether storyline, you're not alone. I don't know the full storyline either. It's very confusing, especially when you take into account that we had the Ether storyline from World at War all the way to Black Ops 4. And then Cold War came around, and that started the Dark Ether story. So this is going, so the regular Ether story, that's done. That still happened, and it's still canon. But that story's ended. Those characters are done, as far as I know. The Dark Ether story started up in Black Ops Cold War, and was basically the sequel to it. I wouldn't say it's a direct continuation, but it's taking elements from that last story and kind of mixing them in with new story elements that's happening now. And supposedly the Dark Ether story is now getting a prologue with Vanguard zombies. So we'll see what events transpired to lead up to the point where we started in D Machina. So we'll have a vast lore of Dark Ether story to piece together. Personally, I'm pretty excited to see the story get a prologue, but it's probably going to raise more questions than answers like it always does. But yeah, it's pretty exciting to have Treyarch even be able to develop the zombie storyline this time around. We've had a lot of zombies over the years. Like I said, we had the regular Ether. We have the Dark Ether now, which is getting a prologue now. World War II had its own zombie storyline for a little bit. That was its own separate thing. I see they opted not to continue that story. I heard it wasn't the most popular, but to me, I liked the grittiness, the goriness, the darkness of it, because that's something that we hadn't had, at least in my opinion, for a while. Because Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3 Zombies was kind of whack. I won't say whack. That's probably not the right term, but it was more a little more over the top than, a little more colorful. I always liked that dark grittiness from the first World at War Zombies experience and the World War II Zombies experience. I'm probably in the minority there, but that's okay. Even Infinity Ward had a zombies mode in Infinite Warfare, I think. I actually heard that was kind of fun. I don't think the story was that great, but I heard it was fun gameplay nonetheless. So we've had a lot of zombies, and I think it's been established that Treyarch is the best at it. They've been at it the longest, and they know how to tell a pretty decent story. It got really confusing later on, but I'm excited to see where they go with this story, and the idea of zombies in World War II, that's always been a fun aspect, or a fun story to me. That's why I really liked World at War Zombies. The movie Overlord, I gotta say, I have a soft spot for. I don't know if you like that movie or not, but it's really cool seeing zombies in that setting, in that time period. So, zombies in World War II making a comeback for the first time since, Treyarch doing World War II zombies, making a comeback since World at War. Sledgehammer did their own thing with World War II, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm excited because World at War Zombies was, to me, so much fun when it first came out. So I'm really hoping that we get some cool environments again, like they had us in World at War. Anyway, let me know. I think that's all. Oh wait, excuse me. I need to talk about the pre-order bonuses. Chris, you almost forgot. Oh my gosh. Just real quick, I want to go over the editions you can pre-order now and what each one comes with. So there's the standard edition. It comes with Call of Duty Vanguard on the console of your choice. So you can get PC, you can get the PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S. And if you pre-order the digital edition, that comes with the Frontline Weapons Pack. You're going to have to look up what that comes with because I forgot to write it down. But I think it's probably blueprints and things of that nature, so probably with some exclusive skins and things like that as well. There's that edition. For $10 more, you can get the cross-gen edition, which is probably what I'm going to be getting. It comes with the game on current and last gen, whichever version of your choice. So you can get the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, or you can get the Xbox One and the Xbox Series S/X. You can't get the PS4 and the Xbox One. You can't cross contaminate like that. You got to get one or the other. Along with that, you get the Frontlines weapon pack again, and you get 5 hours worth of double weapon XP. So that's a little bit more incentive to get the cross-gen bundle. It's only $10 more, so if you have a current gen and a last gen console, you might as well get that, because what I do is I game share with my brother, so I get the cross-gen bundle, he gets a version of the game too, so it works out that way for us. But if you have both consoles and you still use both, you might as well get the cross-gen. I mean, why not? It's only $10 more, plus you get 5 hours worth of double XP on your weapons, so that'll give you a head start on unlocking a bunch of things for your weapons. And then the Ultimate Edition, so that comes with all of the above. It comes with the cross-gen bundle, I believe. It also comes with something called the Task Force 1 pack, which has 3 operator skins, 3 weapon blueprints with tracer rounds, so yippee, tracer rounds, hooray, and Battle Pass bundle. So I believe that, wow, did that even come out? The Battle Pass bundle. So that includes the Season 1 Battle Pass, and that also comes with 20 tier skips. That shit right there looks like the Battle Pass. That's what I'm saying. So, and it also comes with the 5 hours of double weapon XP, and I think it comes with 5 hours of double XP, just like your standard double XP, to level up faster. So, and I believe those can be applied in Warzone and in Vanguard. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure you can do that. So, that's it. Those are the additions. Are you going to get any of them? Are you pre-ordering any of them? Are you going to play the alpha and then maybe pre-order? Are you more or less excited for Vanguard after the Warzone reveal event, which a lot of people are saying that it was disappointing? Let me know. I did play the Warzone event. I got all the calling cards. I got all the emblems and stickers, what have you, whatever it came with. I got everything. I got the charms and all that stuff. It was an okay event. I can understand the criticism behind it. It was just literally shooting at a train for like 10-15 minutes. But I played it with my cousin JD. We both had fun doing it together. We got all the stuff unlocked. So, I mean, we got some cool stuff out of it. And then we got to watch the trailer. So, I mean, it wasn't all that bad. But are you more or less excited after the reveal event? Are you excited after these details have come out? Are you going to purchase it, or are you going to not? And I've seen a lot of people say they're going to skip out on this one and go with Battlefield 2042. I'm going to be getting both games regardless, so I want to know if you're going to pick one over the other. Let me know on Twitter. I mean, I'm probably, like I said, I'm going to get it. I love the idea of a World War II setting. The new story sounds interesting. Treyarch Zombies is coming back. It has a lot of maps at launch. It's getting a brand new Warzone map, by the way. It's running on the Modern Warfare engine, so it shouldn't be too big of a transition for people. And honestly, I'm just excited for zombies in World War II. So let me know what you guys think. The game releases November 5th. We're probably going to be getting a lot more gameplay after the beta comes out, so I'd love to know your feedback on that as well. Also, this is completely unrelated, but can we get in? So Battlefield has a release date. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. We have a Back 4 Blood release date. We have a Call of Duty Vanguard release date now. Can we get a damn Halo Infinite release date? Because when are we going to get that? We're still at holiday, and that's not too far away. Xbox is going to be at Gamescom on August 24th, so tomorrow, by the time this is releasing. Actually, no. By today, by the time this is releasing. So, what are you doing? After this podcast, go watch that. Maybe they're going to announce a Halo release date on the 24th. I really hope so. Other than that, we're getting a campaign mission for Vanguard on the next day, on the 25th, I believe, which is a Wednesday. So watch that and then let me know. Maybe the campaign mission will convince you to buy the game. I don't know what you want to do with your money. It's your money. Use it when you need it. I think that sounded commercial. I'm not sure. Anyway, I just want to say also that the marketing already has been a lot better than Cold War's marketing was, because that was... I love Treyarch. I love what they did with the game. I'm a Treyarch fanboy. But I think we can all agree that the pawn takes pawn marketing scheme that went on for way too long and is way too boring. So I'm glad they're not doing something like that this time around. But anyway, are you going to get Vanguard? Are you even excited for Vanguard? Let me know on Twitter. I'm KCCHRISG, at KCCHRISG on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram at KCCHRISG. You can follow the show on Twitter and Instagram. Both of those are SplitScreenKC. And if you want to follow the show on Facebook, you can follow me rather, Split Screen Podcast on Facebook. So I just want to say thank you again to Charlie Intel, Modern Warzone, Activision, and Call of Duty Twitters for getting all of this information out as it came out. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everything you guys do, and I hope you guys keep up the good work. If you guys are listening to this, I highly doubt you are, but anyway, you guys are awesome, and thank you for all the hard work that you do. Keep it up, guys. So, that's it for the show. What the heck are you still doing here? Go watch Gamescom. There's some cool stuff. But seriously, thank you so much for listening. It's always fun making these things, and just a few people listen to it, but I have a blast making these things, and I like talking about these. So hopefully I can get a guest on here soon. I have an episode planned with a guest. We're going to do that as soon as possible when the time's right, and that's going to be a fun episode. So hopefully you guys stick around for that one. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but if you guys follow me on my social media pages, you'll know. So anyway, my name's KCCHRISG. Hope you guys have a lovely day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Take care of yourselves, and stay safe, wash your hands, do what you got to do, and I will see you in the next episode of the Split Screen Podcast. Peace out, and I love you.
So, it just dawned on me while I was editing this, I didn't give a shout out to the boys. So shout out to Alex and shout out to Nate. I don't know what I'm shouting you out for, but you know I gotta do that every week. So shout out to Alex, shout out to Nate, I miss you guys. And you know what, we'll throw in an extra shout out for JD, because this episode, we'll go ahead and dedicate this episode to him. So JD, I love you cuz, hope you're doing well. This episode goes out to you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.